Hood movie review. Hood movie review. Hood movie review. Watch us on YouTube.
Is this thing on? You fucked me. You fucked me. You might as well kiss me because you're fucking me. This is Hood Movie Review. We get your host, of course, the bad guy himself, Kenny. And then to my right, we have Mr. Unbiased, TK.
Hey.
And underneath me, we have the wise one, Sledge. And now, this movie we're reviewing today is Who's the Man? Starring Ed Lover and Dr. Dre. So, getting into it, you always start off like this. What do y'all think of the soundtrack?
Don't everybody speak at once.
I was say, I thought you were going to say something. You lead in like you was going to say something.
Oh, no, just don't everybody speak at once.
Okay.
I feel like that's the best thing in the movie. Feel me? I mean, I feel like,
But that soundtrack is crazy. But
yeah, it's fire.
I've heard
that's what I'm
better
saying. I feel like
soundtracks
that's
though.
the best part of the movie. I mean, which you should expect it to be because
It's a hip hop movie.
the whole cast is rappers. So, I mean, who better not have a shitty soundtrack and everybody in the movie make music? So,
Yeah.
I mean,
They got every rapper they can think of in that time period.
Bro, they got every rapper, every hot relevant rapper was in that except Biggie Smalls. And Tupac. We couldn't get Tupac because he probably was doing another movie.
he was doing something better.
That time.
He probably was doing Poetic Justice or Above the Rim.
It seemed like probably be above the rim. In that time period, probably above the rim.
That time.
It looked like he was doing above the rim. But for this movie, like I said, soundtrack, I gave it a 5. I'm at a 5.
I give you a 5. I've heard better soundtracks, but if we're giving this a 5, that means them other soundtracks were just goated.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that,
no, sure.
Like that Above the Rim soundtrack it's goated.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was sitting there thinking I was debating between a 4.5 and a 5, and I'm like, nah, it's a 5 because every song on here was good.
Yeah. Hey, in the beginning was like, who's the man with the master plan?
Yeah,
bro, that shit. That's House of Pain. That's a bunch of white boys rapping that.
Yeah, that House of Pain on the beginning. TK, say what you're saying. You cut out.
Oh, I said he was saying like how if we get this a 5, that means just those other soundtracks was goated. About to say the best soundtrack that I remember that we done did so far on here off top is Dead Presidents. But you feel me?
Dead Presidents was really good. I think Set It Off was really, really good as well.
I think Above the Rim. I go Above the Rim. Yeah. Hustle and Flow, Get Rich or Die Trying. Set It Off was very good. But the reason why you saying Dead Presidents, I know why, is because it had a mixture of music, so I feel why I get what you're saying. It had a wide variety
fit with the time and what was going on. It all it all meshed right.
I'm your pusher man.
Man,
you feel me?
He said, "You still need your kids need some money."
Hey, that's disrespectful.
I'm your pusher man. All right, well, let's get into this review. Okay. So we start off. We see Dr. Dre and Ed Lover playing themselves as city barbers. Like they're terrible.
Terrible.
Like they're terrible. And a little bit of trivia for you, Dr. Dre. This version, it's a different Dr. Dre, like we said. We said it off air, but this is a different Dr. Dre. He's a bigger guy than Dr. Dre. He has type 2 diabetes in real life, and he had lost his vision in October 2019 and his leg in 2020 due to complications from the disease. Yeah. And Ed Lover created the phrase, "Come on, son." Those 2 little trivia points for y'all. And then one second.
So let me ask you a question then. So was he type 2 diabetic then when the movie was made, or he got that over like?
He probably was. He was big.
I was about to say, if he wasn't, he didn't know.
And I was gonna say though, because for him to have that shit then, and then like it come down to all these years later, you still not taking care of yourself. That's kind of crazy.
It's crazy, ain't it?
Nothing with like, if you would have knew, you know how to take care of yourself and manage it for that long of a time period. But if it's something he just came out of nowhere, it's like, damn, that's sad.
I about to say, everybody changed their ways, man.
Oh, I know. Trust me. My dad got that shit, and this nigga don't do shit.
Yeah, my dad ain't got diabetes, but he got bullshit. And you be like, so you just don't give a fuck, huh?
That's my
dad.
dad.
Take a shot and drink a Mountain Dew, and you be like, come on, dog.
Oh wow!
Wow. want some donuts today. Like, come on, dog. Like, you don't care.
He said, "Take a shot, drink a Mountain Dew." But the owner of the barbershop, he is played by
Bruce Leroy's dad.
yeah, Bruce Leroy. But see, I can't think of what his name was, but yeah, he's played Bruce Leroy's dad. His name's Nick, and he tells them that y'all are aimless, and pretty much, he want to give him a try, and like he's like, listen, go become cops. And he was
Was
just gonna
that like his dad or their uncle or?
no, it was just like a parental
The
figure to
OG.
them. Yeah, yeah, OG to them. Yeah, he was just like, hey, look, just get your life right.
He's trying to look out for him.
He said, if you don't, you're fired. He said, if you don't go get another job, you're fired. What? So they're like, okay. He's like, but the whole time you're gonna go be cops, I'll still pay you while you're doing that. And they were like, all right, bet. So Nick and his friend Lionel, played by Baja Jola, y'all know from Pop Goes the Weasel. Y'all know Pop Goes the Weasel. That's
Yeah.
the ugly nigga and everything. He walked by and they see a drug dealer played by Ice-T named Chauncey, aka Night Train. Okay, Night Train. And Nick pretty much tells him, "You're selling poison
Night
to your
Train or
own people.
Chauncey.
You're selling poison to your own people." And they try to flunk the test on purpose. Oh, there you go. Left for a second. All right. So they try to flunk the
You got
test.
me?
This nigga popped up in the car.
Yeah, he did. He was walking. He's in the car.
Hey,
Nigga
about to say
You
they
swarming
see
over
about
there
to
like
go
GTA.
perfect with that. They tried to fail the test, right? He said, "How'd
Yeah,
you
yeah,
do it?" I spelled abracadabra. Look at
yeah.
Sledge. Both of us in the car.
Abracadabra. He said abracadabra the whole way down. He said, "Me too." And
you see you
they end
see
up
who was
failing
in there
every
though?
drill. Go ahead.
You see who was in there though?
Who? Who?
Be real from Cypress Hill.
Yeah. He said, yeah, I was trying to shoot my shot at your sister. He said, man, go on with that, man.
He's like, "What's up, Ed Love?"
But yeah, there's a whole bunch of rappers in this movie. It's insane.
Yeah, it's too many to try to. I mean, it's the whole movie, the whole cast.
Sledge, who all was in here? Who all the rappers in here?
Sledge, you got a list?
I would say Sledge was going
Can
down
you
the
hear
list.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Who's all the rappers in there? Who's all the rappers in there that
You
were in
know
this
what?
movie?
Hold on, Sledge. Before you do that, I'll tell you all the rappers that I noticed before Sledge tell you every other rapper that was in there. I
Yeah.
noticed Busta Rhymes, Heavy D,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
So Busta Rhymes, Heavy D. Who else?
KRS-One, whatever,
Yeah.
Ice-T.
Ice-T.
That was, I think that's it. That's you got me from there. Like,
They had Run DMC. They were the detectives.
okay, I seen them. Yeah, I remember them from the one part, whatever.
Yeah, they had Run DMC. They had KRS-One was one of the homeless people.
He was
Terrence,
with Night Train when and your man's came out there, Nick.
yeah, he was. Yeah, they had KRS-One in there. They had Terrence. He's not a rap. Well, Terrence Howard is a rapper, I guess, because like I said, he got a hit. So
Terrence Howard was in there.
Terrence Howard was in there playing a bass head. He was
I
in there,
damn, I don't even remember that part.
and this is his first movie role too. Yeah,
Was it?
Yeah, this is his first official movie role. Terrence
Mm.
Howard. They had who else did they have in there?
I think. I think. I think. What is that nigga's name? Not Kumo D. Kumo D was in that movie, but shit. Oh shit, man.
They
He's
had a
part of the Juice Crew. He's part of the Juice Crew. He got a gap in his tooth, and he got a lit. Oh my god! But what the hell? Grant. I don't know, but I forget his name, and I can't look it up. But
So it got Bushwick Bill was in there.
getting drunk, he was high. He was an alcoholic. He's like, you gotta stay off that stuff.
Queen Latifah was in there.
Queen Latifah, Salt and Pepper, Yo
Del the Funky
Yo,
Homo Sapien. Bushwick
Full
Bill,
Force.
Guru, Eric B,
Eric B robbed the place.
House of Pain, Ice T, Criss Cross was in there. Fife
Chris Clark,
Dog,
I heard you was the man.
and
CL Smooth and Pete Rock help Eric B rob the place.
Salt and Pepper in there. Ashanti was in there as a kid. I remember seeing Ashanti as a kid in there.
Where you
Her?
see her at?
She was one of the kids in the movie. I have to go
Ashanti?
back. I have to go back. I'm screenshot it for y'all. But yeah, Ashanti was in there.
Well, so she been on for a minute then.
Yeah, Humpty Hump was one of the doormen.
Hey, that was one of the funniest parts where the white dude and Bernie Mac was doing the door. He was like $10. He was like, yeah, $10, $20.
Yeah, he said, hey, look, remember it's $5 for everybody getting $5. He was like, okay. He's like, don't charge no extra. He's like, don't try to skim on the top. He's like, no, we ain't gonna do that. All right, $10. Then he said, no, $20.
Hey, Bernie Mac was fresh as fuck in that little cardigan too.
Yeah, they got some people. Melly Mel was in there.
Melly Mel was in there because he was literally talking about how the neighborhood. He was telling how the neighborhood was messing up, and then
Scottie Pippen was in there.
I ain't see Scottie Pippen.
Flavor Flav was in there.
Yeah,
I
Flavor
remember
Flav.
seeing him.
Flavor Flav was in there.
CL Smooth.
CL Smooth and Pete Rock.
And yeah, I think and Apache was in there.
Bro, who was the
Just some
nigga that was
people.
getting the hair? Bro, who is the nigga, bro? It's like, bro, I forget his name. He was part of the Juice Crew, bro, on the Symphony, and he was getting his hair cut, bro, and he had a gold tooth in his mouth.
That might have
I
been
forget.
Dell, the Funky Homo Sapien.
Nah, it ain't him. I know who the deal Hungry Homo Sapien is. Bro, I don't want to say Grandmaster.
And Penny Hardaway was in this movie too. And Naughty by Nature too. Naughty by Nature was going crazy
Hey, they was
on
going
stage.
crazy. Going crazy. You put your heart in a part of a part that splits apart.
They was going crazy. They ain't no Ras Posse though. I'll say that. They ain't no Ras Posse, but they was
I don't know, bro. Naughty by Nature was going crazy. Ross Posse did have that bitch jumping, though.
listen.
Ross
When
Posse.
we do the House Party 3, we do that one. Ras Posse was the best.
Ross
I would
Posse.
say Ras Posse was the best on stage performance I've ever seen
Whoa, better
in a
than
movie.
Ralph Trans, man?
Yes. On stage in a movie, it
Oh,
is Ras Posse. He said, when the mic always finished with the photo. They was
them
in their
niggas was
shoulders.
snapping.
They was
They
doing
had
their
Run
thing.
DMC in it. You say DMC in there? Run
Yeah,
DMC?
Run DMC, they were detectives. But yeah, there's a bunch of people in this movie. But like I said, so he makes them become cops. They see a drug dealer. No, Nick and his friend Lionel see the drug dealer, and they tell him, "You're selling poison your own people." They flunk the test, but doing abracadabra the whole way down. And like I said, failed every drill and exercise. And then meanwhile, the barbershop owner, he's like a owner slash reverend. He's trying to stop gentrification in the neighborhood for his fellow black man. And somehow they end up becoming cops with no
Because they passed
explanation.
the test.
They passed the test. I
Yeah,
didn't see
they ended
that.
up passing the test.
I
They
thought
just guessed and
they
ended
didn't
up
pass
passing the
it.
test.
And they use
They
their power to still play around and mess with people. And they're walking by the barbershop, and Nick is laying there in a pool of blood. Actually, let me go back. Because when they first walked in, everybody was like, "Oh
You
snap!"
the
They
man
started
now.
roasting. They started roasting him. And Bernie Mac said, he said, look at y'all looking like before and after. I wish you would try to arrest me." He said, "You're gonna be wearing 3 shoes, 2 on your feet and 1 in your
One in
ass."
your ass.
That's the funniest part of the whole movie. That
He was
was the
going
funniest
off.
shit he said, bro.
That nigga Bow-Legged Lou said, so you the man now? Show
Bowlegged
your motherfucker.
Lou in this too. I forgot about that. Yeah, his voice was disgusting.
Hey,
So that's the
motherfucker, you the
dude
man
that was talking all
now?
high and shit, whatever.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
I
that's
don't
the
like
one from
him.
House Party.
I
Full
don't
Force
like
was in
him.
there too.
About to say, but I will say, that might have been y'all talk about best performances y'all done seen on stage. Hey, he sung the hell out that song. He sung the hell
He
out that
really did.
song. Hey, I
That's
like
coming.
that.
That's coming.
Oh yeah.
That's coming. So like I said, they were walking. The 2 cops are walking by the barbershop, and Nick is laying in a pool of blood. And then the barbershop blows up as well. And Nick's funeral, was said, "Well, look at Lou. He was tearing that
Sung
song
the
up."
hell
He
out
was
that
tearing that
song, boy.
acapella too. We love you. We love you, Nick.
Hey, I felt it. I felt it.
He said,
Brother
"Man,
Nick,
Nick
we
gone."
love you.
Mm-hmm.
That boy Nick gone.
Everybody
And
in that motherfucker crying.
so at the funeral, Lionel tells them they were left the barbershop in Nick's will, and Lionel
So
blames Chauncey, aka Night
that
Train.
brings that does bring up a question because Sledge was like, "Is that they sons or something?" It's like Who was he to them for
Yeah,
him
like who was?
to
Why
lead
Nick
them
was
to
important?
barbershop though?
Them niggas had pictures with him and everything.
Well, like I said, he was just cool with them. Like that's all it was. He was just really cool with them. Like that wasn't their dad. That wasn't their dad. He
Now,
was
yeah,
just
I
really
know
cool
that,
with
but
them.
it's like to lead me to barbershop. It's like, man, we family.
And it's
Yeah,
wild because he was
that's
like,
all
"Look,
Nick had.
everybody know they suck at cutting hair," and then they were just clowning around, and he was just like, "All right, I'm gonna leave you to, I'm gonna leave y'all to barbershop." That's kind of wild. But at this point, I'm not gonna lie to you. I knew who the killer was right here, like right here. As soon as they did, I was like, "Yeah, I knew right here." But yeah, like I said, Nick's funeral. Lionel tells him they were left the barbershop in Nick's will, and Lionel
Lionel
brings
said, "Give me the
Chauncey,
money."
aka Night Train. So, so now the movie turns into a hip hop whodunit, and they interrogate Night Train, played by Ice-T, and they said they have him on gun charges and drug charges. He says, "Y'all need to chill on me and talk to Lorenzo Martin, 315 West 137th
But
Street."
I ain't no motherfucking
I ain't no
snitch.
motherfucking
I ain't no motherfucking snitch.
snitch. Everything. and, and they get there and find out that they've been lied to. They go to Chauncey's house and he's been murdered. And they get cussed out by the detectives that are played by Run DMC. He's like, "Man, y'all ain't no cops for real. Y'all ain't cops." So they talking mess to him. And they get told they're off the case by their superiors.
My boy
So,
Kevin Bacon. Is that Kevin Bacon? No, it wasn't Kevin Bacon. It was
oh, the white dude that's cussed him out?
what's that nigga's name? I get
Dennis
him and
Leary.
Kevin
Dennis Leary.
Dennis Leary. I get him and Kevin Bacon always mixed up.
Yeah, this is when he was still a comedian. He wasn't a legit actor yet. I looked him up. He did 5 movies that year. He was cooking that year.
About to say,
Wait,
bro,
wait. Dennis Leary was a comedian.
Yeah, Dennis Leary was a comedian at first.
I never knew that. I thought it was just.
I thought he was an actor.
Yeah, no, I mean he ended up becoming an actor, but yeah, he started off as a comedian. But like I said, that year I think he said put out 5 movies, and I'm like, this dude was eating. Like
That nigga pulled a Tim Allen.
he
What's
was
his
doing
name
his
again?
thing. Dennis
Dennis
Leary.
Leary.
Dennis Leary.
He was on he had like a fireman show back in the day. I want to say like in the mid
Yeah.
2000s. He was
Yeah, about to
doing his
say,
thing
nah, because
on.
I remembered him, like, I remember his face, but I wondered what he was in. Oh, yeah, he looked like that motherfucker on Ice Age, too.
Oh, nigga,
That's the first thing
nigga.
that popped up. My bad.
And I remember he was on the movie Loaded Weapon. That's my
That's
movie.
why I remember him from Draft Day. He was the coach on Draft Day.
Okay, yeah, he's played a lot of weird roles. Got all kinds of roles. So at one point they're supposed to watch Tony Clams. They have their Italian friend do it until he gets a call, and while he's on the call, a girl walks by and gives him a look, and he's like, "Shit, I gotta see what's up with that."
He liked black women too.
Yeah, I gotta see what's up with that. And while he's doing his thing, Tony Clams gets shot, and Lover and Dre almost get kicked on the police force for it, and are now on foot patrol. And they see Lorenzo while hanging with their friends from the barbershop, and they go to try to snatch him up. But then the richest real estate developer, Demetrius, is buying up all the property to get oil from Harlem, and is trying to find it. They try to
So who's
prove he did
Lorenzo?
it. TK's
The black oil in Harlem.
Hey, I didn't like. Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I didn't like that either.
face.
I didn't like it either.
Well,
And
I'm
It was a
look,
like,
bit.
bro,
It
what
was a
the hell is the
stretch.
point of it? It went from a comedy to a murder to we're looking for oil. What?
It was a stretch.
but they're showing that's why they did it. And if you notice this is a little trivia for y'all.
Okay.
When they were hanging out, they were watching Beverly Hillbillies, and that's a show about them
Show
finding
about them
oil
oils.
and becoming rich. So that's low key a little like a little foreshadowing for you.
I have a question though. Isn't oil explosive?
Yes,
So if the
it can be.
barbershop blew up, wouldn't the whole damn block or some shit? If
Yes.
okay, so I was just wondering though, like, I mean, maybe I'm not
Maybe
surprised.
maybe that's regular oil. Maybe that you was talking about premium.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't. I
Maybe
mean,
you was talking about. Maybe you was thinking. Maybe you thinking ethanol.
That was
not,
a
not
TK. That was a good
petroleum or
one.
whatever. About to say you talking about like.
TK said, "Wait a
Okay.
minute, wait a
He said,
minute,
"Hold
that whole
on, nigga.
block
I
should have
know.
blew up."
Hold on, nigga. I ain't the smartest nigga in the world, but
I ain't the brightest. I could admit that.
So they try to prove he did it, and Ed and Dre end up finding crates in the warehouse filled with guns, and they're about to get
so
shot by
who
the
was
goon.
Lorenzo? So I'm sorry. Who was
Lorenzo's the black
Lorenzo?
dude though. He kept coming to talk to him to try to get the deal done with him.
No,
No,
that
He
was
was his
Lionel.
man's. Oh, his name
That
was
was
Lionel.
Lionel. Who was Lorenzo? Was Lorenzo Guru?
Let me go back. I gotta see his face.
I thought it was the dude that kept trying to do the deal with Nick. Take the
That
deal,
that
Nick.
that
Take the
was
deal.
lying. That was
Okay.
Lionel. I said that nigga was lying. That was Lionel.
Yeah. The Guru was Lorenzo.
Okay, Guru was Lorenzo. Okay, and Lorenzo ain't had nothing to do with none of this shit.
He really did.
So he just was running off a GP.
He said, "Man, y'all cops were chasing me." So like I said, they try to prove he did it. End up in the warehouse filled with guns, and they're about to get shot by goons, but get saved by their superior. The black dude's been like telling them, excuse me, that he don't trust them, stuff like that, and they're not good enough. But then he end up
The
helping
bald
him out.
headed nigga.
Yeah, and they find out it was Nick's best friend Lionel. Like I said, I didn't do that. That wasn't a twist to me at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, after they after they catch him trying to leave for Jamaica, he even slips up and says he was shot to death. And they're like, "Whoa,
Whoa, how you know Nick was shot to death? We thought he was.
he died in an explosion." He's like, Then they end up having him arrested. I thought it was gonna be a bigger fight than that. It was just like, "Well, you're arrested, sir." That was it. I was like, "Oh, okay." So they end up having him arrested, and the police want them to join back up again. And they're like, "Nah, we're gonna be barbers. Like that's what we do." And they're terrible. Like still terrible. They ain't get no better. And then this thing, a
They had
rat.
all the customers though.
Yeah. So then they're getting the barbershop fixed, and a rat crawls
Mm-hmm.
by, and like TK said, they shoot. Dre shoots at the rat, and the
I
rat
hate
scurries,
rats.
and black liquid comes shooting up, and they realize they had the oil underneath the barbershop, like they said the entire time.
So this is twice now they done put fire and oil together,
Nothing,
or
nothing
steam and
happened.
oil together, and it's
It just
just been
went.
like, oh,
He just got a shot up a little bit, and it's like, "Hey, we got money now." But this is one of the movies like. Now I'm thinking what TK said. I'm like, that is wild. Like they really at two different times they should have blew the entire block up. Well, the second time when it blew it up, but it would have sparked something. It would spark the
it would
fire.
have sparked something. But the first time, if it was a fire, like an explosion,
But they had them oil rigs though. Nah.
nah. In Harlem,
They did.
in
Nah, you
Harlem.
remember? You remember? You remember they said that they was like, "Why we got oil rigs in Harlem?" Like, remember they had it gated off. They was asking
Yeah,
the same
that's
questions
when
you
they
was
was
asking.
looking, and I'm just like, what? Like,
They was asking the same questions you was asking.
Yeah, I tried to just do the most important points. I didn't do the fact the old boy wouldn't give him a donut and do something like that. Like I just
oh
Hey,
did.
nah, I could tell because
that
it's a short one right here. We ain't even
Yeah,
at 30 yet.
because there wasn't much.
Movie.
I mean, there wasn't much to the story wise. It
but
was just kind of like
I understand why he didn't
let's
give that
drive.
nigga the donut because bro was trying to figure out the same reason why you were. How the fuck did y'all make it on the force?
Yeah.
They needed bodies.
He said, "Lover, you could have a donut."
He said you got 12 donuts. He said you can eat to your
He
heart's
said, "You better
content.
not even say the word dough or nut." I'm
Or
about to say,
that,
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear nothing come out your mouth.
that nigga said, "Fuji,
He was like, can I have your can I have your billy
grab
club,
your
please?
dice stick, your Billy Club."
He was tearing that off himself every time. Because they got kicked out of the force twice, I think, if I remember correctly.
Nah, they got demoted and then they got kicked off that last time.
That's what it was, yeah. And I'm
They
just like,
got
And how
demoted
long was they
twice.
on the force for?
not
Probably
long.
about, I don't know. They was learning long enough to pimp their fucking ride.
Didn't understand that part either, but it was okay. I mean, I get it.
You
I get
understood
it. You
it.
gotta.
No. You understood it. That's
I
niggas.
understood. I understood it. My thing is, it's like y'all don't want to be on this force, which they
nah.
didn't.
Yeah, they definitely didn't. They
I
didn't want to be
just
on first until Nick
He
got
said,
murdered. Then they was like,
he
okay,
said,
we gonna actually be like care.
he said, get your guns. You're gonna shoot your Johnsons off. Like them niggas ain't want to be on the force.
hey. So my thing is, do you think Exhibit drew? Who think Exhibit drew motivation from this movie?
I could see that.
I can see that.
Because this is a considered to be a cult classic, and so everybody's seen it.
I'm just
Even
saying, you know, when he
even
said
my
he
nigga
pimped
Heavy
his
D was
ride,
in
it's
that
like
motherfucker.
Exhibit was like, hey, you know what? I think I'm gonna make a show and do this.
I think MTV. I think MTV definitely somebody at MTV because they both was Ed Lover and all them niggas was on MTV.
Yeah,
Fab
that
Five
only makes
Freddy was on
sense.
MTV. I guarantee you right. Like MTV probably looked like, hey, we could probably do something with this.
Mm-hmm. We
Yeah,
can spin this for sure.
we can lie and everything.
Right. We're gonna put a fish tank in the trunk. I'm like, what?
Hey, Heavy D was acting up though, but he was at that
Hey,
like gala thing.
Heavy D does not get the credit he deserves as a hip hop person, bro.
Oh, that's my dad's guy. Like we grew up
Bro,
listening to him like heavy. Like
Heavy
no
D,
pun intended.
Heavy D, that's crazy. Heavy D was in Life,
Yeah.
New Jersey Drive,
Yeah.
Who's the Man? He was in Biggie videos. He was in A Different World. He was in Living Single.
Wasn't
He
he
was
in Fresh
He
Prince?
was in Malcolm and Eddie too, wasn't he?
Malcolm and Eddie.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was my
He
show.
did.
I ain't gonna stunt.
I
You know
love
he was
Malcolm
in
Eddie.
Fresh
I love Malcolm Eddie.
Bro,
That was my show.
Heavy D was in almost everything black, bro. And bro, Heavy D is what Hammer was supposed to be, bro.
Wait. I honestly, if we're gonna do that, I think Hammer was bigger than Heavy D was.
Hammer was bigger commercial wise, yes, but the streets didn't fuck with Hammer. Heavy D, the streets fuck with Heavy D. Black people
So,
fuck with Heavy D.
so you're saying the
Crazy.
street level? I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But the thing about it though, like every story I heard about MC Hammer, like they said he was a real nigga for real. They said you don't want to mess with him.
It was real. The only thing I didn't like about this movie was everybody in there was from New York. Why the fuck did Ice-T get in here?
Where's Ice-T from?
South Central.
Oh.
L.A.
Yeah. Okay, I was like, where is he from? Okay, that tracks. That makes sense.
Well, I take that back. I take that back because Be Real was from California, and House of Pain is from Boston. So I take that back. I take that back.
I never was a fan of Ice-T.
I wasn't.
Know.
I wasn't.
Hey, fellas, don't knock it till you try it. I know. The Law and Order shit. I get it.
No, it was not even. I don't like him as a rapper.
The Scotty.
Colors.
Nah, I see you listen.
You don't know me, fool.
Nah,
you just own me. Cool.
Nah, you gotta listen to New Jack Hustler. You gotta listen to New Jack Hustler.
That's his best song. That's his best song.
Hey, learn to pull a trigger long. Man, who I hate, a sucker punk cop. Doom, doom, doom. Bro, that shit hard. And OG, Original Gangster. And I know you niggas was listening to Original Gangsters and fucking Def Jam Fight for New York. So I ain't trying to hear that shit.
I didn't like that song. I
didn't like that song. Shit.
But like, that's what I'm saying. I didn't like that song. His best song was that New Jack Hustler. That's the best song he made to me.
Oh, no. New Jack Hustler is the best song. You know he made Everybody Dance Now?
I did not know that.
Everybody dance now.
I take it back. That's his best song.
Nah, New Jack Hustler still that nigga's best song.
Because he's not on it. That's why
New Jack Hustler is hard. How can we be down?
What's the most gangster scene of y'all in this movie? He said, "That is." Sorry to get that out.
It is. The most gangster scene would probably be maybe when Chris Cross ran up on them niggas, was like, "Hey, lover, y'all the man."
He said, "Oh, you the man." No, what's name? What's wrong? Oh, you the man.
Yeah,
the man. Oh, Dr. Dre's the man too.
Why you pulling me over, officer? Nigga, you got smoke coming from your geo tracker. like, nigga.
But you didn't see that. You didn't see that before I rolled down the window.
You did. That is true. I think the gangster scene is them white boys making that song. I never would have thought House of Pain would make that good of a song.
Just the intro.
I never, bro. I listen to that song religiously now, bro. Like, damn, these are white rappers. Like, I mean, of course we listen to M and shit, but like, damn, I thought House of Pain was only good for Jump Around.
Jump Around.
Yeah, I thought it was only good for Jump Around. There really wasn't no gangster scenes in this movie, bro.
I don't really know no gangster scene for real.
Maybe when them girls was slapping Ed Lover for lying about sleeping with him.
No, that I forgot about that. That was random, and we never got a payoff for that. Like that was they was just slapping him.
Bro, it was Yo slapped him the hardest though, and then that light skinned girl slapped the shit out of bro. Slapped the shit out of him.
I think the most hood scene probably was when old girl called the radio and she was, giving her shout outs and she was like, I'm keeping this pussy warm for you, whatever. And then when he went
Yeah.
to the jail, dude was like, hey, tell your sister.
Yeah, that was wild.
He was like, ooh, I know that pussy warm. Like, damn.
This
That
nigga-
probably it.
That might be it. That might be it. That might that might be it. That's some gangster shit. I for you to be on the radio and
Right.
tell a nigga on tell a nigga on hey, I'm keeping this pussy
On
warm for you.
live air.
One thing you got is a lot of balls. A lot of balls. You got what he said, hustle and
You
flow.
got a lot
You
of
got gorilla
balls.
balls. Yeah, you got gorilla balls. Nigga,
Gorilla ball.
you got
Got big
gorilla
balls,
balls.
man.
Yeah,
Got big
yeah,
balls,
my
man.
big balls, man.
He got
Big
big
balls.
balls.
For real, man.
You a hustler, man. All right, so what's the funniest scene then? Because this is a comedy.
You
So
know what it is. You know what it is.
it's a
This
I
and
said it
I
was
got
gonna
two.
be Bernie. Nah, the funniest scene was when he said that, if you try to arrest me, you gonna have
I
3
got
shoes.
yeah,
That's
that's
gonna be
crazy.
two
That's
you.
one of your
crazy.
ass.
What that scene and when them niggas was at the club, doubled tripled the price. He was like $5. He's like, no, $10. He said no, $20. He was like, yeah, $20. Triple the price, up the skull on them niggas, bro.
So,
Then
what are we rating the movie? Because there's no female to really look at for this one. But what are we rating the movie out of 5? TK, TK got some stuff for it.
Nah,
Well,
I just wasn't a fan. I mean, look, us talking about it, it made me feel a little bit better because when me just watching, having my own opinion on my own, I was like, this is terrible. I watched it 5, 6 times trying to just draw some inspiration
he
from
said,
it. And every time it was
I
just like,
tried my
ugh.
hardest.
I was gonna say I only seen it once.
Right.
I've seen Who's the Man numerous times. I I I gave it a 3 out of 5 because let's be realistic, nobody in there knew how to act.
That's cool
No,
because I
no.
was at a 2.5, so I didn't want to
Yeah,
be too low, but I
yeah.
wanted to give it above some other movies that we've had previously considered just off, But
I
I was
gave
at a
it
2.5.
yeah. I mean, I'm not 3. I gave it a 3 because first of all, it's for the culture, hip hop. It was on point. Hip hop wise, it was on point. Story plot.
Nah.
That's what I'm saying.
Ah,
I feel like they put too much into the cast and not enough into what we gonna have these motherfuckers do. Like
and it was the '90s, so a lot of movies were like that.
I
Yeah.
mean, but a lot of movies that like I haven't seen nothing that had a cast like this cast or for what it was trying to do. This was like
Nah,
the game type of shit. So
yeah.
like Def Jam, you like if there was a Def Jam around that time, all them motherfuckers would have been on there, damn near. It would have been a lot of them niggas on that shit,
Yeah.
So
It was like it was like their version. I guess it was like their version. It was our parents' version of ATL because ATL had a lot of down south people.
It did. Like now you said that, I had to think about it. Yeah, it did. Oh, excuse me.
They just had a better director. Maybe they had to maybe if like Spike Lee or John Singleton directed it, it would be a
Well,
or or F. Gary Gary or some black director.
I was gonna say if you had Spike Lee in there, that cast wouldn't have happened. Spike Lee keep the same niggas in his cast.
I was
Spike Lee
gonna
was.
say I'm surprised Spike Lee didn't have his hand in that for it to be a New York movie.
I mean, he
You know
probably
why? It's
he
probably
probably looked up.
MTV.
So it was a whole it was an MTV production.
I think it was because Fab Five Freddy, when he was looking, the nigga that was sitting in the front seat and they was in the back waiting on the prostitute, he's from MTV. Dre and Lover from MTV. It was like everybody from Yo MTV Raps that was in there was all in there. You really, you know what I'm saying? And then you didn't get to see Pac. You feel me? And that was around the time where MTV wasn't fucking with Pac because you remember he shot at the police. Then he tried to talk shit about the Hughes brothers on
Oh yeah,
MTV Raps.
that makes sense why he's not on there.
And so they pulled him. And then I think Biggie was
He had a
just
lot
coming out
going
because
on.
Party and Bullshit was on that album.
Yeah,
Was on
yeah,
that
it was on the soundtrack.
so he just came out, but I think it had a lot to do with MTV. And BET really wasn't that big. wasn't as big yet. So
Because I went to the late 90s, right? For BT.
yeah, BET didn't get really big until like '96.
When did we come on?
This was
94?
yeah, because this was big for hip hop because we ain't never nobody. I lied. Yeah, this was big for hip hop because ain't nobody seen a movie like that since like Crush Groove
93. They,
'93.
Uh-huh.
Crush Groove came out in what, 86, 87?
Crush
Uh-huh.
Groove came out 85.
80, nigga,
My mom
nigga.
still talking about that's my movie. Like, oh, okay.
Hey, what I
Yeah,
tell you yesterday, Kitty?
that came. Yeah, we're talking about that. Yes, someone said that movie came on. Right, like when I was watching. Tubi played the very next movie. Like just played the next movie. So Crush Groove came on right after. I said, let me go ahead and watch this. I ain't never seen it before.
I fuck with
I've
Crush
never
Groove
seen
way
it
more than
still.
Who's the
It's
Name.
not. It's
Oh,
it's not bad. It's not
Crush
bad.
Groove,
Now I will
Crush
say
Groove, cool.
because they got Blair Underwood. He stayed beating the female, but he's playing he playing Russell Simmons in this.
I didn't mean to laugh
He
at
playing
that.
Russell Simmons in this. So he playing a different kind of character. So it's him, and then they got Rev Run in there, and he can't act, but DMC, oh my lord, that nigga's acting was atrocious. They might as well have the nigga in the background with the cue cards up. He just
Calling me during taping is crazy.
uh the the latter is like it was bad. Like you could see, it looked like he was reading off something. It was bad. But Rev Run was a bad actor, but DMC was on a different level. But they had a bunch of different niggas in that one too. Fat Boys.
That's what I'm
I
saying. They had I think that's the one that had a young.
think
They
Sheila
had a
E was in
young.
it too.
I think that had a young Dougie Fresh in there.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
But that was yeah. Like I said, I definitely recommend that one. I do recommend that one. That was
But I
good.
see, I'm gonna check it out one day. But I've never seen that. But like you said, all said Nick was what, Bruce Leroy's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just seen that for real for the first time.
Oh,
Probably like 2 months ago at my granddad's house.
oh
You ain't
wow.
seen we didn't do what's the name yet?
We reviewed Last Dragon, but TK was on there. Damone was on there.
Oh,
Yeah, I never
okay.
seen it. About to say didn't either though. About to say so I had just seen that movie this year.
That's my movie. That's my movie. he said
Shoot.
he said what he said? He said catches bullets with his teeth? Nigga,
Nigga,
please.
please. Nigga, please. Because we are in his defense, we probably would have did the same thing. Like, come on, bruh.
Bro,
Right.
he said catches bullets with his teeth. Nigga, please. He said, "Come on, Leroy. I got some real for your ass in these hands." I said, "Ooh, stop that shit, showed up. It showed up." I would have been
Hey,
in the
bro
back.
really does look
Showed
like
up.
Deion or Deion Cole really do look like Buddy though, because I could like
Yeah, when he dressed up like him that
Showing
yeah,
up.
he
Halloween,
really do look like
he buddy that. But we're gonna end it right here. Actually, no. We still get your rating. You said it was a 3. You said it was a 3, right?
I gave
Oh,
it
you
a 3.
did 3. TK, you gave it 2.5.
Yep.
And then I would probably give it a 3 as well. Just a solid 3. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was like right there. It was as good as we were gonna get with the cast we got.
Cast we got. If it was a Tubi movie, it'd be high quality though. That would have been a high quality TV movie, nigga.
It was TK said it's no Tiffany the sex doll.
That's crazy. Tiffany the Sex Doll is probably Tiffany the Sex Doll. My kid can make a better movie than that.
I feel like she'll have a better script than this one too.
But I will say, like, this is one I can go back. If someone say, "Hey, John Watch, who's the man?" I'll go back and watch this. It's not like Hot Boys. You had to tie me
I
down to
feel
me watch
yeah,
Hot
and
Boys.
that's why I said I watched it a few times, so it wasn't like it was just like okay, it's just that bad, but it's like it's still bad because it still had nothing. Like it was bad where it's like every time you see that explosion, it's like so
That
this is
nigga
a
said, "Ain't
contained
this oil?"
explosion with oil right here.
Yeah, I didn't think. I'm glad you said it. I don't know why I didn't think about that. I was just like watching the movie for what it was, and just like, okay,
He said,
okay.
"This is
But
oil."
yeah, he's like, oh, I was like, you know what?
You
That
know,
made
that's
a
why
lot of
I
sense.
was so confused when they did all this for oil, and that was the whole reason why Nick died. They was trying to take his man's killed him for
Yeah.
that, and then set the place on fire. So he was probably like, "Oh, there ain't no oil here. I just
Nah,
killed my
he
man
said.
for no reason because it wasn't even." It was
Yeah,
a
I was
lie.
gonna say he was he definitely he definitely like I didn't think about that. I'm like, yeah. All he had was say all he hit. Well, he should have blew it up. Like, so he could have just shot him. But I see they want to make sure there's no evidence whatsoever. But with that being the oil in there, that should have blew the entire city up, like you said. Not the city, but at least that block up. Cause that's a lot.
The block at least. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like,
that's a lot. The fact that you shoot at somebody just shooting up like it was, that's how you know it was a lot.
I hate rats.
you feel me? What? Like, and that was after the explosion. So that was when they was remodeling it. So there was still oil left in there. Like, from which is just like, that's crazy. Like,
but we are gonna end it here. Sledge is gonna pick the next movie. So
DK said higher learning back on
I was back on Tubi.
Tubi.
it's back on Tubi, yeah. But say they got higher learning on Tubi and they took off Who's the Man.
Hey, gotta pick. Hey,
Hey, we got it out the way though, didn't we? We got it right
It's
now,
funny
bro.
because we literally were gonna do higher learning, and then they took higher learning off, so we did Who's the Man
Right.
to substitute it. Now they took it off and put higher learning back on.
Yep.
So I guess we're back on it there. And then
Yep,
after
go ahead,
we do
get it
that
out.
movie, then we gonna pick my movie, and we gonna do a good old Tubi movie because you know we're good for a good Tubi movie. I don't know which one. I'm like, there's one scene I saw. You know, there's always a scene that pops up on Twitter or something. I seen one scene. I said, "Yep, we're gonna have to watch that movie. We're going to watch it."
Oh damn. We about to have a real bad movie then, huh?
Oh, it look, from what I saw,
Oh joy.
it's
Oh
gonna be
joy.
bad. It's gonna be bad, but I'm here for it. And hopefully I get an actor from the movie to be on it as well.
Hey, that'd be dope. That'd be dope.
So they can explain the atrocities we're gonna see.
Man, we did this with an iPhone.
I don't know if you've seen it, but it's that one where he's like, "How'd you pay for this house?" I've been fucking.
I've been fucking. I knew it. I figured it was one of those. It was one of the five. It was one of the five. I was going. I figured.
That's the one I want to see. He said, "How'd you pay for this house?" I've been fucking. He's like, "I ain't got no job. I just been fucking. It's a good dick hard to come by." And then he said, "I got it." I said, "Yep, we gonna watch that one."
He said, "I got it."
But yeah, we gonna end it right here. See y'all.